Officer David Lance Dukes from the Orangeburg Department of Public Safety was dispatched on July 26, 2021, following reports of a man pounding on a townhouse door, allegedly carrying a firearm in his waistband. Upon reaching the location, Officer Dukes swiftly drew his weapon and instructed Clarence Gaillard, a 58-year-old disabled man, and his cousin, Demario Julian, who were both present in the parking lot outside the townhouse, to immediately get on the ground.
Hey, let me see your hands! Bert, get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground right here! Get on the ground! You, Burgundy shirt, get on the ground! Over here! On the ground! On the ground! Get on the ground! Do you not listen? Get on the ground!
Mr. Gaillard tries to do what Officer Dukes says by getting on his hands and knees, but Officer Dukes forcefully uses his foot to make Mr. Gaillard go all the way down to the ground, causing Mr. Gaillard's head to hit the pavement really hard. In the 1989 Graham versus Connor case, the Supreme Court stated that the Fourth Amendment demands that a police officer's use of force should be considered quote-unquote reasonable based on the circumstances. The court outlined 3 factors for assessing the reasonableness of force. These factors include, quote, the severity of the crime at issue, whether the suspect poses an immediate threat to the safety of the officers or others, and whether he is actively resisting arrest or attempting to evade arrest by flight. In this case, the severity of the crime was not significant. Even though Officer Dukes initially thought Mr. Gaillard had a gun, by the time force was used, it was evident that Mr. Gaillard didn't pose an immediate threat. He had raised both his empty hands above his head before following Officer Dukes' orders to get on his hands and knees. Mr. Gaillard wasn't resisting arrest. He was actually trying to obey Officer Dukes' commands when force was used against him. Given these conditions, it's very probable that a court would determine Officer Dukes' application of force on Mr. Gaillard was not warranted or reasonable.
Is there a gun back there?
Ain't no gun.
By that truck.
Ain't no gun.
You're not listening, dude. Hey, you got a gun on you, man?
No, I ain't got no gun. I
I'm
don't
just
want no gun. I don't
Turn back over. Paul, do you watch him say? He had something.
I ain't want no gun.
The door's unlocked, no car, so.
No, he was right here. Watch him. Go watch him. There it is.
I don't want no gun.
All right, that's what he had. All right, who's the complainant? All right, get up, get him up.
Put your leg up.
25 cents, got one tank.
Alright. Put your leg that way so you
I'm
can stand
just
up.
All right, listen, I'm about to help you. Hold on. Hold on. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right.
Yep.
Listen.
Yep, they slammed my head
Listen.
down on the cement. Yep.
Go back inside. Go back in the house. Go back in the house. Ain't nobody talking to you.
I got head drummer.
Go back in the house.
Yep. Y'all bust my head down. Yeah, I've been in an accident. Yep. Y'all bust my head down. You threw me down.
I sure did. You wasn't listening.
Yep. No, it ain't. You ain't to throw me down like that. I'm disability.
Okay.
I got head problem. Yep. You threw me down. Yep. You threw me down. You threw me down. Yep. You bust my head down on the cement. Yep. You bust my head.
All right, let me tell you what.
His forehead.
You bust my head down on the cement.
He was in front of the car when I came up. And he was walking like this. And I thought it was a gun at first. I said, drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun. Had him at gunpoint. And he's over here doing something like this.
You slammed my head. You slammed my head.
What he was doing is
down
putting
in
this up behind the
cement.
tire. So he comes over right here. He got his hands in his pockets. I'm telling him, let me see your hands, let me see your hands, let me see your
Why you
hands.
bust my head then?
He wasn't listening.
No, it ain't.
He got the, like this right here,
You grab me,
and we went onto the
and
ground.
you bust my
Officer Dukes says that when Mr. Gaillard was coming from behind the white vehicle, he thought Mr. Gaillard had a gun and kept telling him to drop it. Officer Dukes also claims that when Mr. Gaillard stepped in front of the vehicle, he kept his hands in his pockets and didn't respond to requests to show them. However, the body camera footage reveals that Mr. Gaillard actually had his hands above his head. Officer Dukes repeatedly yelled at Mr. Gaillard to get on the ground but never asked him to drop a gun or show his hands, probably because Mr. Gaillard's hands were visible the whole time. Officer Dukes' account of what happened doesn't match the body camera footage at all.
That's on the cement. You bust my forehead.
Yeah, your head dig it, hit the cement.
Right, cause you bust me down on the cement.
Where's the complainant?
You bust my head down on the cement.
Right here?
You bust my head. You bust my head.
Where's the complainant?
Bust my head down.
I'm trying to get the name of the complainant.
You
So
bust my head.
What are we doing? I guess Sam was going to check him out.
Ain't nobody
There ain't nothing about here wanting to press charges on.
Who called?
I'm not sure.
Take him out of cuffs right now. I mean, because that's what we
You
got.
have to use the force.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
slam my head down.
Dude, I didn't know what his
You
intention
use
was.
the force. You need to have a look at the camera.
Yup. The officer did wrong. Slam my head down. Bust my forehead. Damn right. You gonna pay me for that shit too.
Mayor, I'm going to take that into evidence of what he had.
What?
Well, I mean, you know, that's the reasons I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm coming from.
No gun or nothing.
Because when he was behind the truck, I couldn't see what he was doing. And I didn't know where
There ain't nothing there.
that went. If it was still in his pockets when he come around that car with his hands in his pockets.
These dogs officer.
Got it
No.
on camera. Here.
Yeah, a
All
dog
right, that's
stick.
fine.
A dog stick.
So he can come out of cuffs?
Yes. Take him out of handcuffs.
Yeah, he can come out. Oh, Lord.
you mind looking? Hi. Good, how are you? What's going on?
Officer slammed my forehead down in the cement.
Okay.
You were wrong for that.
You consciousness?
Yeah. Listen.
Can I get a card from you?
I don't have one there.
Okay,
We don't have
what's your
they don't give us cards.
Okay, what's your badge number?
1059.
Let me see if I can get my phone. Hold on.
Hold on, we have cards.
I get ready.
Okay. Thank
Go
you.
to hospital?
When Mr. Julian asks Officer Dukes for a business card, Officer Dukes says they don't get cards from their department. But then Sergeant Polidor corrects Officer Dukes right away, saying they do have cards, and gives Mr. Julian the information he asked for. If it's found that Officer Dukes purposely lied to Mr. Julian to avoid responsibility for what he did, he could potentially be charged with 2 common law crimes under South Carolina law: obstruction of justice and official misconduct. Also, it's important to mention that many police departments have rules stating that officers should identify themselves. Unfortunately, the Orangeburg Department of Public Safety's policy is not publicly accessible, and it's unclear whether their policy follows any specific guidelines regarding officer identification.
Yeah.
Call me.
Brandon, he can get his stuff off the car.
Dude, will you say badge number?
1059.
Okay.
After Mr. Gaillard received treatment from EMS, he and Mr. Julian were allowed to leave. 2 days later, Officer Dukes was fired from the Orangeburg Department of Public Safety for breaking the department's use of force rules, which, as mentioned earlier, are not made public. On August 25, 2021, former Officer Dukes was charged with first-degree assault and battery, which could result in a sentence of up to 10 years in prison. In November 2021, the city of Orangeburg settled with Mr. Gaillard for $650,000. The criminal charges against Officer Dukes are still pending up to date. If you like watching true crime videos like this one, make sure you're subscribed to see more.